What's up YouTube, it's your girl AK and we are back with another market analysis, y'all. I just want to get into USDJPY. I just want to focus on this pair right now. The way it's been moving, I love the way it's been moving. It's been very smooth and I just want to focus on UJ. I want to go back to my roots. So let's just talk about UJ and talk about what I think is going to happen within the next couple of weeks. So let's get into it. Boom. Okay, as you can see, we currently have USDJPY on the chart. In fact, I'm just going to hide my drawings for a second so y'all can really see what's going on, right? So as you can see, we have our weekly time frame. Our weekly time frame is indeed bullish, right? We are currently making higher highs, higher lows, right? A higher high, another higher low, and we are ready to make a new potential higher high. As you can see, last week our weekly candle closed as a doji, right? Showing indecision. Notice how we did not close below this last low. So if I actually change to my line chart, you can see that we are following structure, right? We are not breaking lows and we are respecting structure, right? Seeing this doji makes me super confident, and seeing how the week has started, right? We started with a very strong bullish momentum, right? The week is getting pretty close to the end. It's currently Wednesday night, about to be Thursday. That is a great sign for me, right? I love that. So I am looking to see if price is going to look to make a new high, right? That is why I have a fib drawn. I will show y'all real quick. Jump over to my other screen. Boom. Right here I have a Fibonacci drawn, right? This is, I'll just redraw it for you guys actually. So we have the last swing low, which is here, right? So this is A. B is where price stopped before retracing, right? C is where we had our retracement, so we had this rejection off of the 78, right? And we are currently pushing up to these new highs. So we are looking to take out weekly liquidity on the long term. So as a position trader, I'm actually looking to just kind of get in here, right, and just have my stop loss like very conservative and just look to hold to these these highs, right? Now as for a swing trader, I'm actually looking for a more sniper entry. So I'm actually going to jump down to the daily. This is going to better understanding like what's going on overall, right? So we're going to drop down to the daily. So right now you see on the daily we did end up breaking structure, right? Daily we were making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? And the daily broke to the downside. Now, like I said, the weekly is still bullish, right? I think this daily drop was just a pullback on the weekly, right? I still expect to see a lot of strong bullish momentum. So currently we are building back up, right? When we had this big drop, price left a lot of gaps in the market, right? So price wants to come and fill this imbalance. Price is looking to come back to this level. So while I'm waiting for this build up, I'm actually looking to potentially swing trade up to these levels, right here. We are looking to kind of trade back up to where we last kind of broke structure, so around this area. We can actually zoom in a little further, but on the daily you can see it pretty clearly that we do we're looking to come back up here, right? Sellers are sitting here, and once price gets here we kind of have to wait and see what it wants to do, right? But for right now, we do see that we are making that retracement up. So daily is bearish. However, long term I do understand the weekly is bullish, so I'm leaning more towards my weekly bias, right? Jump to a 4 hour. So on the 4 hour time frame, we are currently building up within a range, right? So if I jump back to my line chart, you see here we're making lower lows, lower highs, right? Lower lows, lower highs. This was our last swing high right here, so mark it out, right? Last 4 hour swing high was right here. We're gonna mark that as our 4 hour resistance, right? And then we have this swing low, right? So this is our 4 hour support down here. Mark that up as 4 hour support, as you can see. And currently, like anything between this swing high and the swing low, y'all understand is a range, right? I cannot have a higher high without a higher low. So this is my last high, this is my last low. Everything in here is just ranging, right? So what I'm noticing here is that the way price is pulling back is kind of giving me slight signs that price is going to eventually break this 4 hour resistance. Why is that? Well, let me jump back to my candles for a second, right? If I was to draw a Fibonacci from this swing high to this swing low, right? And let's say I just turned my retracement levels back on. Notice how price is like just playing around on the 78. So if you don't understand Fibonacci, you should check out my video right here. I break it down really clearly, as much as possible for beginners, right? And one of the things I say is that when price tends to kind of play around on that 78, it's a slight sign that, hey, price is probably about to reverse really soon, right? notice how when we looked at the weekly, right? So if I jump back to my weekly time frame, so if we look at the weekly, right, and we redraw our Fibonacci from the swing low to swing high, notice how, yes, price did hit the 78, but price never closed on the 78, right? Like price never ever closed below. We had a strong rejection and a strong push up, right? That is not what we're seeing on the 4 hour. If I go back to the 4 hour, right here, if you go back to the 4 hour time frame, you see that we are playing around at 78. That's not something you really want to see, right, when you're looking to trade it back down. So we already understand on the higher time frame, the weekly is bullish, right? We had that rejection, right? And the 4 hours are already showing signs of, you know, potentially breaking this 4 hour resistance, right? So I'm just kind of looking to find the next pullback and just kind of ride price back up to these levels, right? I really want to see price come back and take out these all-time highs and continue this uptrend to the upside. So overall, my bias is overall bullish. I am going to look for the next 4 hour pullback and look for my entry on the 1 hour. As far as the position trading, I'm just going to go ahead and enter, right? I do feel very confident about this weekly trend. And again, same targets, right? Liquidity. And then if I was to redraw my fib, I'll redraw it one more time, right? Swing low, swing high, right? TP1, we're looking at the 0 level. This is where liquidity is sitting on the weekly. And then we have the 27 extension. We also have a psychological level. This is psych level 1650. Just a, you know, a level where people tend to talk about a lot, right? People tend to use whole numbers when talking about where price is going. So there's a big chance that price, you know, may get to this level. So I'm also watching psychological level 1650 as well. So yeah, that is my analysis on USDJPY. I do see price, you know, making a new higher high. So I am looking to catch this move to the upside. I love this trade. Here's why I love it. Here's why I love it. Because on the higher time frame, right, if you understand Fibonacci and you understand premium and discount, right, Fibonacci shows you the premium and discount levels, right? So anything underneath this 50% level is discount, right? Anything above the 50% level is premium. Currently on the weekly time frame, we are in discount, right? Imagine scaling in on a lower time frame in discount, right, and riding price up to these levels. Like, this is a very high probability trade, right? You want to look for, you know, potential entries in this area. Like, this is where you want to look. So yeah, I'm very excited. I like where we are currently, and yeah, I'm just looking to ride this up. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'm gonna try to post more. Again, I've been traveling with, you know, I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna let y'all know. Join the Discord. Discord is linked in my bio, right? We are still growing, you know, but definitely join. Let me know if you have any issues, right? If you want to just look at my ideas, you don't want to chat and have community, check out the Telegram. We also have that as well. And yeah, until next time, y'all, I will let y'all know how things go. Bye.